Most of the travel hacks you see on Reddit and TikTok are complete lies. They sound clever, they go viral, but in reality, they either waste your money or get you in trouble. Today I'm uncovering the 5 biggest travel myths on social media and giving you the actual truth. This one has been around forever. Book as far in advance as possible and you'll get the lowest price. People swear by it. But here's the truth. Booking too early can actually cost you more. Airlines know that ultra planners, especially families booking big holidays, will pay a premium. So those tickets can be more expensive. The real sweet spot depends on the trip. For domestic US flights, it's usually about 1 to 3 months before departure. For international flights, it's about 2 to 8 months. Here's a real-world example. Returns on round-trip flights from New York to Paris often dip between $436 in off-peak months like January, when demand is lower. But when you look closer to travel time, and especially in summer, you'll see fares jump into the $664 to $700 range, and sometimes even more depending on carrier, route, and how direct the flights are. So yes, sometimes booking well ahead helps, but the idea that earlier always means cheaper is misleading. What matters more is when you fly, how flexible your dates are, and whether you track fares over time. Use the low fare periods as your target, not an arbitrary book 6 months earlier rule. Time for one of the most viral myths of all time. The claim is simple. Airlines track your searches, and every time you check a route, the price goes up, unless you clear your cookies or switch to incognito mode. It sounds sneaky and techie, which is probably why it's so popular. But the truth? It's been debunked over and over again. Airline prices rise because seats sell out and demand changes, not because your browser remembers you. Try this yourself. Search for a flight in your normal browser, then open an incognito window and search again. Same flight, same date, same price. The number doesn't change. The real way to save money isn't through gimmicks like clearing cookies. It's by setting price alerts, being flexible with your dates, and booking during the right window. This myth is just a distraction from strategies that actually work. For decades, this was the hack. Southwest built their entire brand around the promise that bags fly free. You'd see it in TV commercials, you'd see it on their website, and every travel hack list included it. If you were flying Southwest, you didn't need to worry about baggage fees. But here's the truth. As of May 28th, 2025, that promise is gone. Southwest now charges for checked bags on most fares. Only a few higher fare classes and elite status passengers still get the perk. Everyone else, you're paying like you would on every other airline. Now imagine this. A family of 4 books Southwest because they think they're saving money on baggage. They show up at the airport and suddenly they're hit with 4 separate bag fees, hundreds of dollars gone in an instant. That's why following outdated hacks can actually cost you more. And the crazy part? You can still find people online, TikTokers, bloggers, telling you to book Southwest for the free bags. They don't even know the rules have changed. Always check the current policy, not a viral video from 2019. This one is everywhere. TikTok is flooded with creators saying if your flight's delayed, the airline owes you £500 no matter what. Sounds like free money, right? In the UK and the EU, you only get compensation under UK 261 or EU 261 if the delay is the airline's fault. That means crew shortages, mechanical issues, or scheduling errors. But if the delay is caused by bad weather, air traffic control, or a strike, you get absolutely nothing. And in the US, the rules are even harsher. There's no automatic cash compensation for delays at all. The only thing you're entitled to is a refund if your flight is cancelled or significantly changed. That's it. Now sure, there are legit cases where people get paid. If your flight was cancelled because the airline didn't have enough crew members, you might walk away with hundreds in compensation. But there are just as many people who file a claim and get denied because the airline blames extraordinary circumstances. So yes, compensation does exist, but it's not the blanket payday that TikTok makes it sound like. Don't expect £500 every time your plane is late. It just doesn't work that way. Here's another one that sounds comforting. Don't worry, just pay with any card and you're covered if your airline cancels or goes bust. Unfortunately, that's not true. In the UK, only credit cards offer protection under Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act. But if you pay with a debit card, You're relying on a voluntary chargeback scheme, and banks can say no. In the US, protections depend entirely on your card issuer. Some premium cards include trip cancellations and delay coverage. Others, they cover nothing at all. Here's the nightmare scenario. You book a £600 flight on your debit card. The airline collapses. You call your bank and they shrug. Sorry, nothing we can do. That money is gone forever. Meanwhile, the passengers who paid with a credit card can file a Section 75 claim and get their refund. Same flight, completely different outcomes. So no, not all cards protect you. Knowing the difference between debit, credit, and premium travel cards can literally save you thousands. So the next time someone says they've got a secret travel hack, remember, most of them are myths. Don't waste your time with cookies, fake compensation claims, or outdated bag policies. Stick to the boring but effective stuff. Flexibility, alerts, and knowing your rights. If you want me to do a follow-up video on the actual travel hacks that still work in 2025, hit subscribe. I'll show you the ones airlines really don't want you to know.